Yes, yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked. What's going on? It's your man, Mr. Controversy, inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. Did you miss me? Man. What a week. What a week. I just hope everybody is safe. Everybody is cool. It's a lot of panic going on. But at the same time, hey, we here, man. We here for y'all. This is what we do. This is our obligation, man. It's a rough time. I'll get into that later. But it's a rough time right now. But still, like I said, the three-point conversion sports lounge is here. Have a great show in store for you all. So let your family and friends know that you all can listen in and be entertained and still listen to some sports talk. Because I know y'all not getting it on ESPN or whatever. And no disrespect to them because I know it's a hard time, but, you just kind of get tired of watching Good Times or The Set of Friends on ESPN. That's how bad it's getting right now. They have nothing to show, so it's horrible. But anyway, again, and I'm not here by myself. I got my engineer. Well, I'm sorry. Let me say this right. Engineer / producer / producer 2 / the man in charge / he will go off on you. I should say the AKA like your boy Ike Turner. But my man G, what up, G?
Yo.
And even though he's not in, in this building with me, but I got my partner in crime, a road dog, calling from the line, my man D Intellectual. What up, bruh?
What up?
Yo, D, I don't know if you noticed, but everyone, it is G's birthday today.
Oh, no, so he ain't going home and go to sleep tonight.
No, he not. I don't care. Well, I know he got to be careful, but he's not going to sleep tonight. Nah, he can't, man. So happy birthday, G, man. I hope this is turn out to be a great day for you. Hey, look at it like this. At least you might be able to go to some spots that it's not going to be crowded.
Right.
So,
I'm not trying to get sick either.
Come on, G. We don't drink Corona. We drink
Heineken?
Stella. We drink Stella. We don't drink Corona.
Right. But yeah, man. But we got a great show planned for you all. The good thing is we're not going to be on that, the virus and pound on it. No, we're not going to really be on that. However, we will talk about NBA. Not David Stern, rest in peace. But Adam Silver came out and said that, it should be suspended at least 30 days. So let's say if it is suspended just for 30 days, how should they handle the rest of the season? Should they push it back? Should they cut it? Should they just go straight to the playoffs or say play this amount of games? We're going to get into that. Also, the collective bargaining is still going on. One thing I love about the NFL, and they're able to do this because they don't have to really travel like that, but they still have a collective bargaining to vote on. And right now, the players are indecisive. You got the players, they vote against each other right now. So wonder what happens with that. We're going to get into that. Also, we have a special interview with my man from the Green Bay Packers, Za'Darius Smith, linebacker. It's going to be hard, because I hate the Packers, but Za'Darius Smith is a cool dude. You'll see. But have that interview. Also, we have Battlegrounds today. We have Mr. Ray Lynn, the 2019 Battlegrounds champ. He got to do a drop for us, man. I just thought about that. Since he's the Battlegrounds champ, I got to get him to do a drop for us. Going up against the 2017, 2018 No, 2016, 2017. Yeah, 2018 runner-up, Danny Thompson. So we're going to have a great battleground. It's going to be championship edition questions, so it's not going to be no easy questions. Then also we're talking about what players in the NBA can make a team an instant contender no matter where they go. It used to just be one in LeBron, but I think you got a few of them. We're going to disagree, agree, whatever. And then, of course, we got Ask a Doc with Dr. Fowler coming on. So let everybody know you can listen to the show live on 1100 AM WWWE The Real, locally in Atlanta. Also, we're on Facebook Live. What up, what up? On the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page. We're on iHeartRadio, Radio Now, TuneIn Radio. And if your family or friends can't listen to it, they can go to the 3-Point Conversion page or station on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeartRadio and look for the 3-Point Conversion. Yes, we're on iHeartRadio. We got our own station, and we'll be on there. We'll have the show on there as a podcast. So, all right, it is time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. Still shout out to Sharon Beats for the sick beats. All right, so first off, the Augusta National has announced that the Masters schedule for April 9th through 12th has been postponed. No rescheduled date has been determined. And, I mean, this is obvious, D, but I'm just glad they're not canceling it. D, you there?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I was saying I'm glad they're not canceling the Augusta National, the Augusta, the Masters. So
They did say they was canceling that.
No, they postponing it. So I'm glad they're not canceling it because, we've been seeing a lot of cancellations.
It's postponing now.
Right. But I'm saying they're going to play it later on. Your thoughts on that?
I think where it's at now is postponing is doing a lot, right? Like, I think it should be canceled until, right? Because stuff go to 30 days, and then it go to 60 days, and then it go to 90 days, and then where do it go, right? Then it take everything else to do something else. This is doing more than what we ever thought it would be.
So do you think, because they're saying the rescheduled date hasn't been determined.
Hasn't been announced because we don't know where it's going to be.
But I'm just glad because, so I say that to say, and G, you can chime in, and I understand it's different with college sports, but with the NCAA tournament, it's like, that's canceled. That's gone. Like, they don't have a chance to play. And worst part is, G, these are kids.
Yeah.
Look, as someone who is from Augusta, they need this tournament. So they're going to play this tournament one way or another. If it's in July, then the Masters will be in July.
Right. So, yeah, so we'll see when that happens. Hopefully it happens soon enough. That means everything else will calm down and we'll be straight again. Moving on. In response to the cancellation of collegiate spring sports due to coronavirus pandemic, we were just talking about this. The NCAA Division I Council Committee has recommended that eligibility relief be provided to all student athletes who participate in spring sports. Details are expected to be known in the coming days and weeks. So basically, they're giving them an extra year of eligibility.
Eligibility.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that?
You got to. You have to.
Cause,
this is unprecedented.
And what I think is cool about this is, you think about all them students, man, like, this is their last year. We've seen in sports, y'all, where you got that senior, this is last year, he gets that last chance, they make it to the playoffs or whatever it is.
David Robinson's son.
Right. For him to be in the situation and, finally get a break. And so I think that's cool, man. That's one thing NCAA got right, so we appreciate them for that. Moving on. The NFL has prohibited all teams from hosting draft prospects and visiting draft prospects in response to the coronavirus. We know All pro days on college campuses have also been postponed. So the 2020 NFL Draft is still on schedule to take place on April 23rd. If you all want to go, I was thinking about buying these tickets because I'm trying to fly one of my reporters.
The ticket's like $4.
Right, $4. What? Both ways?
$4.
So,
You can go anywhere.
Round trip.
You can go to. You can go wherever you want to go for the rest of the year for like $6.
Right, and I think that's so. Hey, if y'all want to go to Vegas for that, or if y'all just want to go to Vegas, I saw a price on round trip for April 17th through the 19th. Maybe that person bought it, but it was for $117. So I'm just saying, y'all, just hey, but that's good to see that. But you know what? I think they're gonna cancel that. They got it. I mean, not cancel, but they're gonna have to, unless we're good. You think that's gonna stand to April 23rd?
I mean, if it gets pushed back, like the draft used to be in May, so I mean they just moved it up earlier in a way to kind of take advantage of. Okay, it would normally be right before the playoffs start, and still get some eyes on the NFL. Like the NFL tries to be in the news cycle year round. But if they push it back another month, then it's still going to be, people are still going to be talking about the draft and who's going to do what, who's going to trade up for who. So, I mean, the NFL can't, in a way, they can't lose by pushing it back. If they keep it where it is and everything's fine, so be it. But if they have to push it back, it doesn't hurt them at all.
Right. So, yeah. So, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. The Baltimore Ravens will use their franchise tag on linebacker Matthew Judon. The tag will cost between $16 million and $18 million. Judon made his first career Pro Bowl and led the team with 9.5 sacks last season. Big for him. The reason why I say big, you say, okay, he's not getting his contract. But I think this might be good depending on, and G or D, y'all help me out with this. I want to know what y'all think. It might be good based on what happens with this collective bargaining. Do you agree?
I don't think it's going to. I mean, either way, it doesn't really affect him.
The collective
bargain agreement won't affect him as far as like he'll take a hit or he'll get more or whatever.
Even next year? No, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm talking about for his contract though. Getting a contract because he'll probably be getting the same amount that the max he can get is what he's getting on this franchise. Not a franchise. Right. So I'm saying it's good that he get franchise now. So instead of getting a contract, signing a contract now, wait till that collective bargaining come in. He might get more on the contract per se.
It's possible.
Right.
It's possible.
So yeah. So hopefully it does work out for him. Not just him, but every other player in the NFL that's getting a franchise tag or just waiting for contract. So we hope it helps them. Now, big shout out to Kevin Love, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Zion Williamson. I know the Golden State Warriors, they pledged $1 million. Atlanta Hawks, governor, I think he said that he would pay for the employees here that worked at State Farm Arena. But the fact that everybody is donating money, Mark Cuban was the first, of course. I think Mark Cuban said he's giving every employee $1 million. But no, I'm just playing. But the fact that he, all of them stepping up, hopefully we get more and more to do that, because it's not like everybody else can't work from home. I mean, they can clean up at home or they can be security at home, but they're not getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's big for them and for that to happen. And then last but not least, Eric Dickerson, Steve McNair, Eric Crouch are among 19 college football figures that will be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. They were selected from a national ballot of 215 total FBS and divisional candidates, along with the National Football Foundation Veterans Committee candidates. So, big up to them. Go ahead.
We have one more story after that. I didn't know if you got it.
Go ahead. What?
y'all remember Aldon Smith?
Yeah.
Aldon Smith used to play for the 49ers when they made that Super Bowl run in 2012. Led the league in sacks. I think he had 19 and a half. He hasn't played since 2015, but he has applied for reinstatement.
Because he was young too, right?
Yeah. Like he's 30 now. So who knows what production he'll be able to actually give if he is reinstated, but he has applied for reinstatement.
Yeah, I saw that this morning, and hopefully he gets it, man. That dude was talented. I don't know how good he is. I mean, at 30, you probably in your prime anyway, but hopefully he's still good. His tires, he still got that warranty, you know what I'm saying, on them, so tires ain't been overused, so we'll see if he gets in. Hopefully he gets in, and hopefully he gets it right. All right, that wraps up Quick Hits. We will be back for a hot topic, talking about the NBA and the season. Keep it locked.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
What's up? This is Vince Carter. You're listening to 3 Point Conversion. Check it out.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It's your man, Mr. Controversy, my partner, The Intellectual, and this is the Hot Topic. Definitely want to shout out my man, Dwayne Chambers, a.k.a. Simha the Barber, for his support, man, and we appreciate it. Make sure y'all follow him on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. What up, Frank? So big discussion's been going on lately. The NBA, look, right now, Adam Silver came on and said that, hey, we're going to be suspended. He wrote a letter, at least 30 days, which is cool. We understand that. But the big question is, let's say it only takes 30 days and they're back. How will they proceed with the season? Will they go ahead and extend the season, extend it so they can have a full season? Should they say, you know what, we're going to cut 10 games off or 12 games off or whatever. We only play 6 or whatever they come up with. Or should they just go straight to the playoffs? Like, what will they do? And remember, the reason why this is, I guess you think about this just because, you got players. I mean, you got teams that was in a playoff hunt. What was it, 22 games left? Like, for certain people, like, think
less than 20.
Round that. You sure?
The most would have been 20 games, but I think some teams maybe had like 15 left. So not every team had played the same amount of games,
right?
Yet. So there would have to be a number to where every team has played the same amount of games before, and can kind of determining there, like okay, everyone all going to be at 70 games. So we'll schedule 70 games, and once you play your 70th game, whenever that is, your regular season is done. So some teams may play later than others. Some teams may have a week off while they wait. So I mean, I think they'll be able to figure out the math with all that as far as scheduling goes, because they do that every year. So but I think that's one of the first things is to set how many games is everyone going to play. If they're going to set it as a full regular season, then they have to reschedule all the ones that have been postponed from March 11th to whenever play resumes.
So, I don't know if do you still here? If I guess my question would be then, and this is why I had this debate. We had this debate yesterday with someone. Shout out to Danny Thompson. We were talking, what should they do? Because here's the thing. You still got teams that's in the playoff hunt. So right now, Memphis is number 8. You still have the Portland Trailblazers. I think they're 4 games behind Portland. You have Sacramento. You still have the Pelicans. What would be enough games to say they have a chance to come back and, be able to contend for a playoff spot? Because think about it. You had teams, I think Memphis had just lost. I forgot who they lost to, but they just lost to Orlando. They had just lost to Orlando at home. But then you had Portland. It's like they were starting to get healthy with Nurkic. Pelicans are playing great. So to say, let's say if they say, you know what, let's cut the playoffs to, let's just go straight to the playoffs. That's not right for them, because who's to say they wouldn't have made it? But then let's say if they say, we're only going to have 10 games left. Is that enough games to make that comeback? When you had, like you stated, you had 15 games.
Well, I mean, it's if a team doesn't make it because they didn't get to play the rest of the games, I mean, those are the breaks, man. And it may not seem fair, but there have been we've seen a shortened season before.
But it was right, but we never seen it to this dynamic to where the season has started, and then the only season we saw like this was the Major League in '95 when they went on, or '94 when they went on strike. But to have it in the middle of the season, but then say, okay, like how do the NBA determine this? Then too, why when you extend games? I'm not saying they should, but I'm asking, like, what would be the reason not to extend games? Would it be because now you're looking at the NBA draft, you have to extend that, push that back? Or even with the Olympics?
I mean, there's going to be a lot of things are going to be condensed. A lot of things are going to be shortened. Like players won't be able to go on their vacation or whatever before training camp, or the pre-draft workouts will have to be scheduled differently. Like everything's being pushed back, and everything's going to happen. All these things are going to happen in a short amount of time. Mark Cuban said that it's possible that playoff games, the season could end in August. And I think that if they do that, I think next season will be shortened. Or it will be, if they start around, late November, like after Thanksgiving or close to Christmas, and still try to play 82 games. I don't think that's fair to the players, but I think it'll be a short season, maybe 65, max 70 games next year. So I don't think it'll be a full season next year if they are trying to give the players the proper rest, and for, going into the Olympics, if that is still going on, so that players can be ready for the season and have something that resembles a proper off season.
So what do you think? Because I think that I don't say extended, because let's say, I got to look at it. I'll pull it up, but we can find out how many exact games, who team has the most games, or that they played, excuse me, all together. But I don't think that. If let's say if everybody's played 18 games, I'm not necessarily saying extend it, because I understand because you got others, but at least have 12 games. If you can extend it a week, because more than likely, let's say because here's the key, if they say okay in 30 days, we're coming back in 30 days, that happens. So does that mean the NBA starts training in 30 days, or in 2 weeks they're like, all right, we're going to start in 30 days. So the players start practicing within the 2 weeks, and then when the 30-day mark is up, all right, we resume play. And I guess that's the question, because if they're saying in 30 days the NBA will resume, which means, all right, now we have to give them a week or two to get back in shape. Now you really, you're pushing it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that matters as well. But I wonder if when you play, if they let them play 12 games, I think 12 games is appropriate. Because if you're 4 games behind, I don't think 8 to 10 is kind of But 12 games, I think you could come back in 12 games.
No, but it's not like the number of games for a particular team. What I'm talking about is a set number of games for that everyone plays the same amount of games.
That's what I'm saying. 12 games.
So now you're talking about like a total of 78 games, to where it's as if they missed 4 games instead of potentially 8.
But if they miss, because you said, I'm gonna look this up, because I'm saying if I'm pulling it up now, G, if you can also. But if the NBA has played a total of 20 games left, and I'm looking it up right now to see where they are. For instance, the Milwaukee Bucks, they played 65 games. So that's what, 17. So they have 17 games left. So I'm saying, if that's the case, yeah, they should cut the games by 5. I mean, and I'm saying just because, and I understand you saying it's not fair, but if you got in the Western Conference, you got these teams that, I mean, like, okay, Portland 3.5 games back. New Orleans 3.5 games back. Sacramento 3.5 games back. San Antonio's 4 games back. I think you got to have enough to give them room to come in. And what's enough? Is it 10? Maybe 10?
Right.
I think it's 12. D? I mean, I think that it's got to be enough games to where you let them teams back, and that's the only thing.
Like this, okay, the Mavericks have played 67 games.
Okay.
So,
and another team might have played 61.
The Lakers have played 63.
See?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to consider that the teams that have already played a certain amount of games, they're only going to have a certain amount of games left. And it could be seen as advantageous for a team to play more games to give themselves more of a chance.
Right.
But what if one of those teams that's on the outside, Portland's 3.5 out, and they've played 66 games. So they have less of, I know the Lakers have already clinched their playoff spot, but say that the Lakers were fighting for a playoff spot or for positioning. They have more games to do it than, in comparison, a Portland would. So the more important thing is to set a set number of games for everyone. And that's just how, and then that's just how it's going to be. Like some teams are going to have more games left to play than others.
So you're saying that it's okay to do it that, you're saying extend the season and just let them play the rest of the games?
If they do that to where like we're going to play 82 games, then it's fair. That's
okay.
That's really the only way it would be fair to everyone.
So before we go, then with the Olympics, do you think Olympics still is played, or do you think the players go to? Because that was the other debate we was having. We were talking about that, and I was saying I don't think the Olympics is going to be played anyway. But let's say somehow they say they do. Do you think the players are going to go after all of this? And he mentioned it was Greece, and what was the other place when they was dealing with? Was that Greece when they was dealing with this?
With the virus?
Some virus back then in 2004. I think I can't remember, but I think it was Greece. But it was 1 year, and that's when the U.S. lost because some of the players didn't go. Because I think you had players like because I think that's when the young players that were good was going. You know, I think Bill Cartwright played in it and whatever, and players like that. But like it was a horrible team, and U.S. ended up losing. But a lot of players elected not to go. So I can't see LeBron after all of this, and the Olympics are what, in July?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I can't see. It's going to be hard to convince LeBron, all right, we good. Unless we just get a wrap on this at all. You know, we got the cure, which speculation that's happening. But I can't see them going. So the guy was saying that maybe the NBA won't extend it because they're worried about the NBA. But I don't think the NBA has much to gain for the Olympics. That much to gain, even though this is the last year that they're able to play in the Olympics. But I don't think by them not playing means that they wouldn't be able to go back.
Well, I think that the players are going to consider themselves as far as like, okay, where are they health wise? Is it this important to play in the Olympics? And they just have to consider like how important it is for them to play in the Olympics. Some people want to play and they weren't on the world championship team last year. But they want to play this time around, and I mean, hey, look, this is Popovich has a lot of thinking to do. I think it might be good for the Spurs to not make the playoffs so he can focus on the Olympics. Because if it's the playoffs and then he's got to do the Olympics, it's going to be a lot on him. So, the players will have to really like look at their own health and see if it's worth it.
All right, and Danny Thompson, this is who I was talking about. Danny said it was Brazil and Zika, 2016 Brazil, and they had Zika. In 2004, had the political issues in Greece. Okay, so that's what it was. So we'll see, though, man. Hopefully, like I said, we all wanted to get back, but I think that's a big question that Adam Silver and the owners and the committees have to decide, you know. So we'll see. I think it benefits Portland, too, because Nurkic is coming back. I think Collins might be back. Dame was hurt, so now everybody gets healthy. Get Carmelo more rest, you know. Just, hey, we'll see.
Man, no one wants to see Portland in the playoffs. People want to see the Lakers play Zion in them.
Right, you ain't lying.
or John in them.
Right. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Yo, this is Champ Bailey, 2019 Pro Football Hall of Famer. I just want to give a shout out to my boys at 3 Point Conversion Radio. There it is.
All right, we are back after the quick break. So, as I mentioned earlier, the NFL, they've stopped as far as traveling and postponed pro days and things like that. But yet still, they still have a big decision that's going on, this collective bargaining. And with this collective bargaining, I think they have to decide, they have to vote by today, I think it's today. They extended it to tonight. But the players they can't decide what they want to do. You know, usually the players are together, but right now, which is weird, but some players are like, nah, I don't like it. Some players like, I'm with it. And it seems like the younger players want it, and the older players are against it more so. Before we get to the intellectual, G, can you kind of break down just a little bit of it, of what's the big, I guess, that big line in the middle that's dividing the players?
Well, it's the, it could be a number of things. I think there are a lot of different reasons for players to be against the collective bargaining agreement. Mm-hmm. One is the 17th game. The owners really, really want that 17th game, and there have been some reports that they kind of want the vote to fail because it only requires a majority vote with the players, but they kind of want the vote to fail so they can renegotiate and try to get an 18th game on the schedule. But because of the 17th game, the players will receive a kind of a bonus as far as what they would make per game, but that's already been maxed out at $250,000. That's the most extra money a player can make for one game. And then for players on the minimum salary, that goes up by $100,000, and at least 60% of the league is making the minimum salary because a lot of teams will cycle in and out players on their rookie contracts. And if you're a 4th or 5th round pick, a team will only be paying you a certain amount. They don't have to pay a veteran of the same skill level, even though they're 5 years older. You know, to pay them like $3 million or $5 million. Mm-hmm. You're paying them like $600,000 over the course of 3 years, or maybe 2 or something like that. But that goes up by $100,000 immediately once this thing goes through. So a lot of players are in favor of it because they get that extra $100,000.
So you see players like Aaron Rodgers came out and said, I don't think the players are taking it seriously. They're not looking into it. Is this when you have, and it's good. It's good in the sense where everybody's talking about it. They're going through it and making sure they want to do the right thing. But D, if you there, do you think this is good that the players are, if they can't decide on this, especially when, we always say the players rock for each other, we're for the players. Is this a good look? I guess he's not there. I guess we lost him. But I'll answer it. I think that with the players doing this, it just, I mean, it's kind of like one of them things like you hear it, we're all together. You know what I'm saying? We together, nationality-wise or whatever. Family, we're all together. But if y'all can't get it right at home, then when y'all go out, y'all don't look right. You know what I'm saying? How can y'all say we're a family when we can't get it together? Which, again, I think it's okay for the players not to, I mean, if they're like, no, I don't think so. Yeah, voice your opinion now because this is when it counts. You have to get it right. But the fact that it's like, this is out there, man. We all know that right now. They're going back and forth with it. Some players are saying, man, I think if we don't vote for this, we're gonna mess around and see this hurt us in the end. Then you got the veterans are like, no, we're not doing this. We're not settling. You think the owners are licking their chops looking at this?
Well, like I said, there have been some reports that the owners want the vote to fail, right? Mm-hmm. So, I think they have to give it has to be something to where the veterans, like it's more of the veterans that are not agreeing with the deal because they don't want the 17th game. They want more of the shared revenue. And then with the younger players, they want the deal because they get that extra $100,000, especially if you're on the fringe of the league and you're on the minimum deal. So I think the owners have to give something. If they want that 18th game, it has to be, they also have to have something that intrigues the older and that intrigues all the players or as many players as possible. Like I said, it only requires a majority vote with the players. So something that you feel like a majority of players will agree to it, then I think the owners are waiting. I think they might have something. I'm not sure exactly what that would be right off the top of my head, but I think they'll have something if they're one of those that want the vote to fail so they can come back with something else and so they can sneak in that 18th game.
That's crazy, man. I don't think they should play the 18th game. I've already voiced my opinion on this, and I'm with the veterans. They don't win in this. You know, that's more – it's funny that the owner's saying they want an 18th game and lets you know they're about money, which that's what they're supposed to be about. I mean, that's how it is. You know, that's – I always said – they can hear a $20 bill fall on the floor. That's how greedy they are. And, I mean, rightfully, that's just who they are. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. But it contradicts what they're saying about safety when you're putting more harm to the body. And you can say, okay, but Raphael, they want limit preseason. Well, who does the preseason affect? The players are trying to get in. So that's not fair to them because the players are trying to get in because this is their chance to make it to the NFL. But when you're playing an 18th game, they're not the ones playing. It's the veterans. It's the starters.
And they tried to, this has been floating around for a couple of years. And, there was a proposal that, players will have an 18-game schedule, but players can only play a max of 16 games. They're like, well, what if for those other 2 games you need that quarterback or you need that pass rusher, but he's already played 16 games, but you need him if you're trying to get into the playoffs or something like that. So, try to make that appeal to the players. I don't think that's going to work. That would never work. And the only time you've seen that is in, I believe in the CFL, they played like 18 games or something like that, but they're only like 5 teams in the CFL.
Right.
And they did it in the USFL in the 80s, but there were like 12 teams max or something like that. So I think with the 32-team league, like you're asking a lot and you're asking the players to put two more weeks of car accidents every
Right.
30 seconds on their bodies.
And you know it's going to be even more impactful because these are the games they're trying to get into the playoffs now. They're trying to make this, jump and playing hard. You know they play the hardest at the end. So, yeah.
And the players will also not agree because they'll never agree to an 18th game, definitely. But the 17th game, it's like, how the owners, I know there's probably no such thing as having too much money, but how much more money do you want to make that you're not giving us? I can't remember what the split is. I think it's like 56-44 or, something like that as far as the owners, the shared revenue. How are you going to get more money, but you're not sharing with us? You're throwing us $100,000 over the course of a year.
Right.
But you've made hundreds of millions off of those 2 extra games.
I don't know. Like I said, them jokers, they want that money. That's all they about. Wealthy men live as if they're poor anyway. So they're always hungry. So, and I think that's what it is, man. I mean, hey, we'll see what happens. I mean, I know we don't know particularly the ins and outs, but do you think that they vote yes or vote no?
I think this vote is going to go through. Some players have heard some new information and want to take their vote back, but they can't. So I think a lot of players are just going to see that extra $100,000 and are ready to take that.
All right, so we'll see. But we have a player coming up on this next segment that, regardless of what happens, he's going to ball no matter what. I just hope he don't ball against us in the 2 games he face us. We have Za'Darius Smith coming on. Interview with Za'Darius Smith, Green Bay Packers linebacker who should have been in the Pro Bowl. So keep it locked. We'll have that coming up next.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
This is Peanut Tillman, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Welcome back on the set of Radio Row, the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy, the Intellectual. Okay, Chicago Bears fans, again, forgive me because we have a special guest. We have Za'Darius Smith, outside linebacker for the Green Bay Packers. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Enjoying this beautiful weather, man.
Man, you had a spectacular year.
Yes, sir.
And speak to that. What do you attribute to this year?
Man, I think I brought so much, man. As a guy who came in, man, was expecting to do so much. As a player, I came in my first year. brought leadership, man. I brought that dog, man. I brought that whole mentality, man. I'm going to fight to the end. And it showed up, man. And as you can see, man, we came out of that thing in the championship game, but we made it far for our first year together, I feel like. But, man, we're still growing as a team, man. And next year we're harping on finish. That's the number one thing we got to do, because we could be playing in this thing. I keep telling them guys, man, our opportunity is going to come. So next year, hopefully, it'll be it. Most definitely.
Absolutely. Let's talk about being snubbed and what that
because we saw the time,
right? Yeah. And what that did for you, and what it make you want to do next year.
Man, you know what, man? It brought so much energy. You want to know why, man? Because I felt like coming in, man, I was gonna work hard, man. I wanted everything. I wanted to be all pro. I wanted to be pro, but I wanted to be super. I wanted to be all of it. And man, I was snubbed from it, man, and I didn't actually know what snub meant until my coach said it. When he was like, "You made the all pro." See, you was snubbed. I said, what snub mean? So to know what it mean, man, it kept that fire up under me, man. It kept me going throughout the last couple of games. I think right after they did that, I think I went out to Minnesota, man, and had 4 sacks. So
yeah.
You know how that goes, you know. So just to have that opportunity, man, to get a chance to play, man, and become a great athlete, man, I'm just happy.
What players inspired you coming up?
Coming up? Man, I would have to say, man, guys like Terrell Owens and guys like Terrell Suggs and Mike Vick, man. Because them guys who I play with on the video game. You know, Madden. Everybody man. So to be able to be around them guys, I know Terrell Suggs, I played with him for 4 years in Baltimore. Played behind him, so I got a chance to really grow as a player behind him. And then, you know, Mike Vick, met him I met him at the Pro Bowl last week. And he's just like, Za'Darius. I said, man, you know my name. So I'm like, man, you know my name. It's crazy. But, man, just to be around that, man, and be around that atmosphere with those type guys, man, that keep me going each and every day.
Let me ask you this real quick. You talk about Madden.
Yeah.
What year, what's your best year, like, nobody can stop you in Madden? What was, yeah, which one? Which Madden?
I think 2005, when the PlayStation first came out.
Okay.
When the PS2.
PS2, okay.
When the PS2 first came up, I was dominating.
Then that was 01.
01, yeah.
Because I was the one couldn't nobody beat me.
Yeah, man.
I was playing with them Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, man.
We sapped them. You couldn't.
He don't play no more, though.
Yeah, I don't play. Yeah. I got a family. I don't have time to do that.
You ain't got no kids?
Man, but I
okay.
I told you supposed to be playing against his son. I'm
trying to handle this now, so I don't have time, man.
I thought I was for to get down on my son. Man, he picked that joint up.
And that's why, though.
Man, he got down on me on 19. Man, I'm thinking,
yeah. But that's why I don't do it no more. Because every time, we know football, basketball, especially the 2K. My son would always play and come on, play me. I could beat him with my eyes closed. Man, about 4 years later, come on, Dad, let's play. Come on.
Right.
When he whooped me, I did an ultimate. I quit, dog. Had to play it off. Hey, your mother called me. Let me go. So
look, I haven't been playing in a while, but I actually played my nephew. He's 7 years old. He got on the game. Look, so he wanted to play with Lamar. I wanted to play with the Packers. You know what I mean? So, man, look, before the game even get to halftime, man, it's already 38, like 38-0, and I'm like, man, what you cheating? Man? Some skill players.
Right.
And you know defenses. You know how to, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, just the control. I haven't played in a while, so, to get back playing. Man.
What drives you? What, of course you want to be the best, but what, you know what I mean?
My family, bro. Yeah. I talk to my mom, like, every other day, but, you know what I'm saying, to know where she's at and where we come from, to keep me motivated. And for her to remind me that each and every day, for me to go get a deal how I got, to become a household name now. She always remind me, man, of where we came from and the people that's still there to this day and, like, seeing me on TV. So for my family, I feel like in my community, man, most definitely.
That's a beautiful thing right there, man.
Is there a lineman that you go up against where you like, all right, I'm going to have to get some sleep tonight? This guy, I hate playing against this guy because he's that good, or...
I never had that. You want to know why? Because I move over I like it.
Okay.
Like anywhere.
Right.
So I don't fear any one of them. But it's more like, okay, if I can't get him, I'm going to go over here. If I can't get him, I'm going to go over here. So
right.
I don't have that lose sleep, like get ready for sleep. I need more sleep. Nah. I'm just a natural guy who loves football, man, from the country.
That's what's up. What was your NFL moment that made you say I'm here?
I feel like when I first signed to Green Bay, my first signed to Green Bay, I know in Baltimore, you know what I'm saying, I had to play behind a guy, you know, legendary guy I was telling you about earlier, Terrell Suggs, but man, when I signed to Green Bay, I just knew that was my opportunity. This was going to be my next step to really become something great and do something great for Lambeau and for all them fans out there, man. So it's big and it's showing now.
Yeah, you showed out.
So I can say this now, and I promise you, I'm telling the truth. So one of my brothers, call him Big Brother, he's a big Packers fan.
Okay.
So when you signed with them, he hit me up.
Stop it.
Was like, yo, he a beast. Like,
yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, whatever, man. He all right. But in my mind, I was like, golly, why they get this dude? And sure enough, when you start balling out, man, I'm just like, we were talking like, yo, we can't stop this dude.
Yeah. It's gonna take a lot.
Like, so, in saying that, when you became that household name, did it ever? Because I know a lot of players say that sometimes when they get to that point, it can get there. It changes the way they approach the game.
I still haven't proven myself to the world yet. You know, like I said, I played behind a guy for 4 years, so I'm just not getting my feet wet. I'm just not getting started.
Right.
If you think you saw something this year, man, you just wait. I can tell you that much.
Well, we kind of want to hear that, but I mean, personally good, but I don't want to.
Not them 2 games.
Right, not them 2 games.
Other 14 games. You from Greenville, Alabama?
Yes, sir.
My auntie live in Mount Zion.
Mount Zion, man, country, man.
That was my summers.
Yeah,
that was my summers. Like for real.
Good
That's
cooking, man. Good souls, man. All of that is down.
Yeah, everybody smiling. Yeah. Everybody love to be around you. Ain't no crazy thing, man. That's crazy right there. Man.
You know everybody and their mama from Chicago, from Mississippi. Their grandma's from Mississippi, Alabama. You know how it is.
Yeah. All over. Yeah.
So,
awesome.
So now, with you not, you didn't make the Pro Bowl. You said you got snubbed.
Yeah.
Do you have a set goal for next year? Not necessarily just I want to make the Pro Bowl, but
nah, man.
Stat wise, anything?
I just feel like I always said it, man. I hope I can do better than the past year.
Right.
You know, last year before that, I was a guy who was really coming up. I had 8.5 sacks coming out of Baltimore. And this year I shot for 13.5. You know, so it's only up from here, man.
Right.
And that's my motivation each and every year, man, to do better than I did last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I can't lie. You know, I hate to say this, but I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm becoming a fan now. Just not the Packers, but you know what I'm saying. But no, man.
Get you over there.
No.
Hey, become a Packer fan.
Hey, I even said one time, you know, because since we cover the Redskins and we're trying to get everybody in the NFL, every team.
Exactly.
But my worst nightmare would be if they said, "All right, Raphael, you have to go cover the Green Bay Packers."
Yeah, it's over.
I couldn't.
It's over.
I'm not becoming a fan. But no, man. Like I said, man, I hope you have a great season next year. Personally, and man, just do what you do, bro.
Thank you.
Za'Darius Smith, Green Bay Packers outside linebacker.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Adam Richmond, and you are listening to 3 Point Conversion, because you clearly have excellent taste.
You are tuned into WWE AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airways blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3 Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on them. Go hard on Mr. Controversy. hit them with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Want to thank everyone who is listening live. We definitely appreciate you. Definitely thank you for your support, or who's watching it live as well. We ask you to continue to support us, but not just the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but the 3-Point Conversion in itself. We really need y'all's support right now because we ain't got no sports, so we struggling like everybody else. Also, but like I said, we're gonna be here to provide sports talk and entertainment for you all. But just continue to support us, man. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it! 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 Stop it!
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it! Get some help.
All right, so I'm going to lead off. This Stop It goes to, because I wasn't here last week, so I didn't even get to say my piece on it. I don't know if I should give it to Christian Yelich, probably him, or the Milwaukee Brewers. Maybe Milwaukee, because what they're trying to do. So, I'll say both of them. So, Christian Yelich, he was the National League MVP year before last. And then this year, I think he was in the runnings for it. And he signed a deal for $214 million, right? It says, initially they said 15 years, but what they're going to do is, the deal is, it's supposed to be $26 million a year, so for however long that is, but what they're going to do is, they're going to take $4 million from each year and move it, so it's till 2022. They're going to move it, take $4 million from each year and move it back so they can stand the deal to 2042. So basically, it's going to be like the Bobby Bonilla. You know how Bobby Bonilla gets $1 million every year. What date is that, G?
I think it's July 1st.
July 1st, right? Okay, people say that's great. But this is where the Stop It come in with the Milwaukee Brewers. And you only paying them $215 million. And you say that's a lot of money. But if you were the MVP, if you won an MVP, and then the year after that, you were in the runnings, and you see people like Bryce Harper, who's about to get the garbage tag, is getting 330 something, and Mike Trout getting 365 or whatever it is, but you only signed him for $215 million, then you extend it to 2042. And if you do it like that, I think is he stuck with them, or it's a buyout clause in it somewhere. But
I don't know about any of that. He might be stuck with him.
Yeah,
and he's 28. So.
And he's 28.
Stop it.
Like, okay, I get it that you've been listening to the Bobby Bonilla, the deal he got, and that was back then. I mean, the deal was probably only worth $45 million anyway. He just, but what's more money? Getting $1 million, $3 million each year to 2042, which equal up to $215 million, or getting $400 million or $380 million. Come on, man. Like, Milwaukee Brewers think they slick, man. They making these players look like jocks for real.
Stop it.
All right, my Stop It goes to the, what's the name of this? The Dawson Creek Minor Hockey Association or League. This is in Canada. So a Canadian man was upset with a youth hockey tournament in British Columbia. His grandson won a bid for a $200 gift basket filled with marijuana products.
What?
This was for a youth hockey tournament. It was an 8-year-old, a youth hockey tournament.
Marijuana products?
Yeah, a gift basket. There was, candy and, chocolate and some tea, but they had THC symbols on it. So,
wow.
This an 8-year-old won. An 8-year-old won the gift basket, and people put in bids on these different gift baskets or different prizes for a raffle to raise money for the team.
Right.
But they didn't know what was the prize, and they find out it's all this marijuana stuff.
Wow.
There was also a lighter and a pipe. So
wow, it's
for the kids.
See, and that's crazy. Just because I wonder. So if he got it, I wonder what happened with it.
Well, the boy's grandfather is a former police officer.
Wow. Well, that don't mean nothing.
Well, he's gonna have something to say against it.
You think?
Well, yeah. I mean, the kid's 8 years old.
You think the police officer's gonna have something to say publicly? You saying?
Well, publicly, yeah, sure.
Look,
publicly.
The police officer right now, straight.
Yeah.
He good. He probably say, "Hey, we got to use it for the coronavirus right here. This kill that." Probably will. But go ahead. Anyway, this is not about cannabis. But go ahead.
But yeah, so I think that these youth minor leagues, these youth sports need to. I don't know. They definitely thought outside the box with trying to raise money, but I think they went too far. So
stop it. Yeah, they tripping, man. That police officer good right now. I'm telling you, that whole family good. I'm not saying I condone it. Hey, but you know what? After watching that, and we got a radio show. I don't shoot out other shows or nothing like that. But after watching that Up in Smoke. And watching Al Harrington, I'm going to try to get him on the show, man. Hey, I ain't going to lie, bro. I'm with it. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I feel it because it does more than just make you feel good. It makes you feel good with injuries and things like that, man. And just to hear them talk about that and the awareness of cannabis and how it treats your body and things like that and helps you out, thought that was cool, man. So shout out to them guys right there. Shout out to the police, probably free of all that now, all the cancer or whatever he was dealing with, elements. But anyway, we're going to take a quick break.
The 8-year-old doesn't get to enjoy any of it, though.
No, right. Up next, we have Battlegrounds. We hadn't done it in a while. Why not bring it now when we don't have any sports? This is the best time. We need your votes. There's some good stuff here. If y'all want to get into this, listen to it. If y'all want to be able to participate next week, I think we're going to start the tournament up again, man. So I'll be sending information. But next up is Battlegrounds. You don't want to miss it. Keep it locked. We'll be right back. It's about to go down.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the 3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
Yo, what's up, baby? This your boy Deontay the Bronze of Bummer Wilder, and you're listening to my guys at 3-Point Conversion, baby. Yeah.
All right, y'all hear that music? You know what it is. It's time for these battlegrounds, baby. Oh, man. Get my blood pumping, baby. So, we have our two contestants. We have Mr. Danny Thompson, runner-up for 2016, 2017. I think he run up for 2018. What's going on, man?
Man, it's a beautiful morning. Big shout out to you guys. Happy birthday, G. It's a beautiful day.
Appreciate you, man. Glad to come in. And we got the 2019 champ. And we got to get this man to do a drop since he's the champ. We got to get Damian to do one. I think Damian did do one, but we got to get you to do one, Ray. But we got Mr. Ray Lynn. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, man? You call me the sports reporter without pay, Ray Lynn. And I'm also the 2019 champ. And Champions Edition champ. Just throwing that out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So, y'all, if this is y'all first time listening, you're about to experience something crazy. I'm telling you. This is Battlegrounds. This is where we're going to ask. It's 3 rounds. We ask the contestants 3 questions. A question each round. They don't know what we're asking. They don't know what sport we're about to ask about. They don't know none of this until they hear it. So in the first round, first person that goes, I ask a question. They get 30 seconds to come up with their answer. And I mean just to, try to think of what they're going to say. After the 30 seconds, they're not looking at their phones or anything like that because they know their sports. After that, 30 seconds or up to 30 seconds, then they have 2 minutes to come up to go ahead and voice their answer, their argument. After they get done, the next contestant comes automatically and says their argument and answer. Next round of flip-flops, and then the third round of flip-flops. Again, don't just listen to the answer as far as if I ask them who was the best hockey scorer, and somebody say Wayne Gretzky. Don't just listen to the answer. You have to listen to the argument as well, because the argument matters. Who's more believable? Who's proving a point? Because after you hear them, they might sway you. And I need you to vote at the end. So, Ray, you the champion. I'm gonna let you choose between 1 and 63.
32.
All right, Danny?
Let me go 6.
All right, it was 63. I mean, Jordan scored 63. So, Ray, would you want to go? They don't learn. They don't get this, man. I keep doing this. But do you want to go first, or you want him to go first?
He can go first, but Jordan never scored 81.
Okay, I'm going to come up with a rebuttal later. Oh, but anyway, I ain't going to get on Kobe. It's too soon. Too soon. That's my Gatto. But, all right. So, here, I'm about to ask a question. Here goes the question. Name a quarterback wide receiver tandem with the best chemistry or connection, not named Drew Brees and Michael Thomas, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison or Reggie Wayne, Matthew Stafford and Megatron, or Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. since 1990. I'm asking the question again. Name a quarterback-wide receiver tandem with the best chemistry or connection, not named Drew Brees or Michael Thomas, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison or Reggie Wayne, Matthew Stafford or Calvin Johnson, Megatron, and Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown since 1990. Danny, you have 30 seconds. Come up with your answer. If anybody else think they can do this, I'm telling you, let me know on the Facebook. Text me, message me, however, and let me know you want to do this. I'm going to put something out today stating that we're going to start this tournament. This is not the tournament right now. This is just the best of the best. These two have been the best. Ray's in the Hall of Fame because he won. Danny's been in the Hall of Fame because he's right there. Everybody don't want to fight. He said he got cheated a couple times, so we'll see. Anyway, Danny, it's time to go. Let's go now.
I mean, you look at wide receiver and quarterback history of the NFL. I mean, since 90s, a bunch of them. But there's one down in your neck of the woods, Raphael. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones as the best combination since 1990. Because if you look at Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, take away the 1 year Julio was hurt. He only played, I think, 5 games that year. Jones and Ryan have either connected, where Jones averaging over 100 yards a game in almost every single season but 2. But in those seasons, he either caught 100 passes or he caught over 1,000 yards. There's nobody more efficient when it comes to big plays than Julio Jones. Yes, you might get on him for the fact he's not getting in the end zone, but before that, how does Atlanta get down to the red zone? It's Julio Jones. Where does Matt Ryan look to? It's Julio Jones. I think his catch rate's over 70% the majority of those seasons anyway. So 70% of the passes, and Julio Jones is also taking the best defensive players and DBs in the league, guarding him on a Sunday basis. If you want to know how good Julio Jones is, go ask the secondary of the Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who he's destroyed in periodically every season since he's been in the league. So, hands down, outside of those combinations, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, numbers aside, connection aside, if you throw the ball with Julio Jones, Matt Ryan's going to throw it to Julio, he's going to get it every time. I'm taking Julio and Matt Ryan.
All right, Ray, it's on you. Let's go now.
Man, I'm almost disappointed that this wasn't one of the ones I couldn't pick. Like, I just knew you were about to say their names. I was one of those people in the early 2000s that always thought Peyton Manning was the best quarterback in the game. I didn't care how much Tom Brady won. I said Peyton Manning was the guy. Thought Brady was a game manager until they went out and got him an elite receiver. And in 2007, these boys went undefeated throughout the league. Brady throws for 4,850 touchdowns. This got 1,500 yards, breaks the record for touchdowns with 23. Randy Moss and Tom Brady, you talking about possibly the GOAT at both of their positions, man. We didn't get to see them as long as a lot of these other quarterbacks and wide receiver tandems, but in the short time we saw them together, we saw what they was capable of. Again, 18-0. Randy Moss, by most people's accounts, is probably the most talented guy. Didn't have the work ethic, so a lot of people have Jerry Rice as the GOAT. But when you start talking to guys about talent, Jerry Rice is the guy. And by all accounts, Tom Brady is the GOAT of quarterbacks. So you put those two guys together, man, again, in that short amount of time if we saw those two guys in their prime together, they would have destroyed the league. But in the short time they were together, they went ahead and destroyed the league. Again, broke all kind of records, 50 touchdowns, 23 from Moss. Easily, Tom Brady and Moss for me.
All right, that's round one. We starting off like that. Round two, Ray, you go first. Danny, you follow. All right, name a young, up-and-coming NBA team from 1990 through 2008 that would have been perfect for today's NBA era, not named the 2001 through 2003 Sacramento Kings or the 94 through 96 Orlando Magic. I'm going to ask that question again. Name a young, up-and-coming NBA team from between 1990 and 2008 that would have been perfect for today's NBA era, not named the 2001 through 2003 Sacramento Kings or 94-96 Orlando Magic. Ray, you have 30 seconds.
That's a lot of options.
Y'all let me know if y'all want to do this, man. G, we got to get you back on this, G, because you was killing them. You was slaying them too, G. They couldn't get you.
Young up and coming to
right. Let's go.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. All right. Oh man, young up and coming. So I tried to think of teams that actually didn't have any kind of success. I was thinking Phoenix, but they did have a little run of success. So I'm going to go way outside the box here and mention a team that we really didn't get to see what their potential was, and I think they would have been even better in this era than they would have been if they'd have got to play healthy together. And I'm going to go with the early 2000s Orlando Magic. I'm one of those people that say that's one of the biggest what-ifs in the history of the game. People really forget that Tracy McGrady went to Orlando to be the Scottie Pippen. He went to be number 2. People don't remember how great Grant Hill was before he left Detroit. We talking a guy that was LeBron light before we ever saw LeBron James. This guy was putting up 20. I think his last year in Detroit was 25, 7, and 6 or something crazy like that. It was his highest year scoring. He kept kind of incrementally going up from the high teens to the low 20s to his last year around 25 a game. And he went to Orlando to be the superstar. Tracy McGrady came to be his sidekick, and with his injury, we got to see Tracy McGrady just explode, elevating to this superstar. Had those two guys got to play together, and then we talk in this era of this small ball and positionless basketball with everybody, but you talking two guys between 6'6" and 6'8" that can do everything on a basketball court in this era of switching everything. They would kill, and Tracy McGrady and Grant Hill in their prime in this era, give me the early 2000s Orlando Magic. I'll take it.
All right, Danny, you up next. Let's go now.
You look at the NBA, the way the game has transitioned, it's all about big threes and, like Ray just said a few minutes ago, versatility. But to me, the biggest what if and who had the most fun in this generation would be the early 90s Charlotte Hornets. Because first off, you have Larry Johnson, who is what Zion Williamson was now. The only difference was Larry Johnson had a gold tooth, short shorts, and his nickname Grandmama. The most intimidating guy you will find anywhere. Go watch any tape with UNLV, and they'll ask you. Go ask Grant Hill, and go ask those boys how intimidating Larry Johnson was. On top of that, you have a shot blocker, Alonzo Mourning, who could run the floor and also has the range all the way up to the three-point line. Go back to the series against the Celtics, where you get the game-winning shot from, 20 feet out to end the Celtics season that year. Also, you have point guard and Muggsy Bogues who can get around the court everywhere and can get in the small spaces. It was very, very irritating. The only few guys who could guard Michael Jordan at his height. You had shooting on the wings. You had Del Curry, one of the most lights-out shooters in the history of the NBA, coming off the bench. Kendall Gill was a guy that did everything else, versatility. And they had guys and pieces and places that could do different things. So to me, when you have a guy who's intimidating Larry Johnson, you have guys like Alonzo Mourning who can block shots and do things on both ends of the court, guys who can knock down shots, and a point guard who can make plays and get everybody else open. For me, in this type of this day and age, it's the Charlotte Hornets.
Woo, it's tough. I don't know who we going with right now. Hey, one more round to decide it. This is why it's called a championship edition. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Danny, you up first. Ray, you follow. Last question. Probably gonna mess some people up right here. All right, so name the most underrated pure hitter in the major leagues since 1990. Just that. I'm going to say it one more time. Name the most underrated pure hitter in the MLB since 1990. Danny, you have 30 seconds. Yeah, we asked some real questions right here. It's like they champs, man. These are the best. These are Hall of Famers right here. Again, I know a lot of people, I could have should have said this. I would have, okay. Let me know. There's been a lot of people and said this. And what up, Mike? Mike can tell you. Mike Patton tell you. I'm just saying. Alan Fields will tell you. All right. Danny, let's go now.
The hard one. So we think of most underrated MLB players. Wow, since 1990, it's like over 10 billion players probably. But to me, there was one all in Seattle. He didn't play in the field, but he was part of that lineup that included Ken Griffey Jr. and Jay Buhner. And one of the stories of all time of how great they were, Randy Johnson. But Edgar Martinez was one of the most underrated players of all time. Why? All he did was hit the ball. But when he hit the ball, he hit it with complete passion. An over 300 hitter. I think he was a Silver Slugger 7 or 8, 9 times. He batted over 300 between, I think, 309 and 312 for like 10 years. He was a multiple-time All-Star. He can do anything with the bat in his hand. If you want a single, he can do it. You want to hit for power, he can do that. Was a 30 home run hitter, I think, 6 or 7 times in his career. Drove in over 100 RBIs. Can hit the ball anywhere, any place you ask him to do. And not to mention, when you have guys that play like Griffey and Jay Buhner behind you, you're going to have to set the table somehow. If you need to get an RBI, he can do it. He was always one of the more the quiet guys in the league. Never was ever a guy who was always in the big spotlight. But when it came down to it in clutch moments, Edgar Martinez always did it, but he was always the model of consistency. But when you're overshadowed by Ken Griffey Jr., who was the best player in baseball at the time, probably the most popular player at the time, and Jay Buhner, a guy who was hitting launch pads outside of the Kingdom, and Randy Johnson, you kind of get put under the radar. But if you look at consistency over since 1990, there might not be a more consistent hitter all the way around 300, 100 than Edgar Martinez. So that's my choice.
All right. Ray, it's on you. Let's go now.
I hate to use this answer because I think I used this in one of my other competitions. But he's one of my favorites, and I don't know if during his time he was quite underrated, but I think now when we look back at the sport, he doesn't get his just due the way he should. So every opportunity I get to bring up Frank Thomas' name, I'm going to bring up Frank Thomas' name every single time. This is a guy like in the 90s, he was the guy. And then at the late 90s, when that steroid era with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, and then what Barry Bonds did, his name just kind of fell back by the wayside. People forget about a guy, man, who was, 6'5", 300 pounds and can bat 340, 350, can give you 40 home runs when 40 home runs meant something. A guy getting 100 walks, a guy who just didn't strike out, man. By my account, like, he's in my top 5 pure hitters of the game. You got guys like Miggy and Albert Pujols. Frank Thomas was Miggy and Albert Pujols before Miggy and Albert Pujols. A first baseman, again, who at the plate could do everything, man. He hit for power. He hit for average. He could place the ball where he wanted to. He could hit opposite field. He could get you a sac fly when you need it. Frank Thomas is one of the most well-rounded hitters to ever play the game of baseball. And again, like I said, he doesn't get his just due. 500 home runs, 300 hitter for his career. Frank Thomas is that dude, man.
Yeah, all right. Wow. Yo, I need y'all votes. Come on, Facebook. People text me, barbershop, whatever. Friends, family, cousins. Let me know. This is a great battle. This is a great battle right here, but this is for real championship level. All right. Got to talk to the people. Hey, man, first, Danny, good battle, man. Did excellent. Your thoughts, man?
Ray's a monster. So, I gotta give a shout out to Ray for that one because, man, I forgot about Frank Thomas too. So that was you gotta give credit where credit's due. And so, it's always fun doing this rap. Maybe we'll go back in the tournament again. So I can keep my Hall of Fame status up. We'll see.
Yes, sir. All right, and Ray, appreciate it for coming on, man. Your thoughts, any words?
Bruh, you already know, and this was, I don't want to call it last minute. I think we just talked yesterday, man. But I'm going to say on air what I said to you on the phone yesterday, man. Shout out to my man, Mr. Controversy, the intellectual, man. You guys, man, are making some humongous moves. I watch y'all from afar. I see y'all doing big things, man. Y'all was out at the Hall of Fame this year. I told Raph on the phone yesterday, y'all wasn't taking pictures like fans. People was taking pictures with y'all, man. Y'all sitting down with some big names. Y'all making huge moves. Congratulations on y'all success. Wishing y'all more success in the future, man. I love what you guys are doing.
No doubt, man. Appreciate that. All right, I need your votes. I see them coming in. And remember, I don't want y'all to vote because y'all cool with these guys. Vote on the winner. If y'all sports heads, we need to be true to sports. All right? I'm not saying y'all doing that, but I'm just putting it out there. Ray, Danny always tell me that Ray hit me up last time, and he was talking about his friends. So just vote for who won, not who y'all like or who cool with y'all or who y'all don't like or whatever. All right? Appreciate that, fellas. We will play this next week so y'all can hear it again all week long because we need it. Shoot, we might send it to ESPN them, had them charge them to play it since they need something. So
make a game show out of it.
Right, for real. Why you playing? But yeah, let's go ahead and congratulate these guys, and we will let you know who wins next week. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Okay, what's up? This is Aaron Gordon, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Yo, that was a great battle, man. That was a great battle. Yo, we're going to continue to do this. This is what sports need. It's what we need, man. You know, stuff like this, man, to keep us going. You know, again, everybody be safe. Wash your hands. I ain't never seen so many people do the, you know, with the head, you know, the what's up with your head. I ain't seen that so many times since 93. Everybody doing that. I saw this.
The weird thing for me is I wish I invested in like Charmin or Brawny or, you know, one of those companies, because their stocks should have gone through the roof.
Right. Yeah, man, I seen this older lady. I was trying to help her, and she was like, she told me I was trying to help her with her cart. She's like, I'm good. So I was like, all right, well, nice seeing you. And she hit me with the head bob, like she ain't wanted to shake my hand or hug me. I was like, dang. But anyway, so going back to the NBA, we look at these players, man. We have so many great players in the league. Everybody has a top 5, top 10. You name your players. You name players like AD, Steph Curry, James Harden, you know, LeBron, Kawhi, all of these players, right? But what separates players from other players, I mean, the great right now that's playing right now, is the fact that they can make a team an instant contender no matter where they go. At one point, the only person I was saying was LeBron James. This is like 5-7 years ago. Like he's the only person in the NBA that makes a team an instant contender no matter where he goes. He's proved it. I mean, now, true enough, he gonna bring other superstars, but you know, we've seen teams have superstars and they don't win. But I'm gonna let you start off first, G. What players do you think in the NBA right now that you say if they go to another team, they can make them an instant contender? And I'm not even saying that you don't have to win the championship, but an instant, like, finals contender. Like, all right, I got them for the finals, you know.
Well, I mean, I think LeBron's still on that list. And for me, this is a very short list. I think the term superstar gets thrown around too much. And some players, there are a lot of good players in the league. And I don't know if anyone ever watched that NBA TV show Full Open Court, where it had like all the former players that all work for TNT, but still, but they all like, told stories and gave their opinion on the game. And one thing that I remember Kenny Smith saying is there are always good guards on bad teams. But there are no good centers on bad teams. You rarely see that. And so it's hard for me to put guards in the category of a player that can put a team over the top as far as making them a contender. Mm-hmm. So that's why the list is very short for me. And you look at guys like LeBron, you look at Kevin Durant. I mean, even though he went to the Warriors after they had just gone to the finals, it was kind of a foregone conclusion when he went there that, okay, they're going to win it now because there's no way to really stop them. I think another guy who's getting there, but I guess you just got to have to see him put his team over the top, even though he's taken this giant leap. He's taken another giant leap. Literally and figuratively, is Giannis.
Yeah,
I think he's a game-changing player.
Yeah,
and a guy who we've actually seen win is Kawhi Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the Raptors, and we wonder, like, well, okay, I think they're going to be good, but are they going to contend for a championship? And then they actually win a championship. And then him going to the Clippers, and now they're contending for a championship. Yep. So those are really the only four guys for me.
I totally agree. Those four right there, like you said. And again, Giannis he's taking this big step where, I mean, you look at Giannis' team. Giannis' team isn't good like that. I don't see Giannis' team. I like Middleton. Middleton is a killer. He's a silent killer. But yet still, who on their team right now that you would take and say, okay, they're going to make this team, this guy is great, or this guy. No, now they're complimentary to him, but if you're a great player, if you're a game changer like Giannis or the other guys you mentioned, then you get complimentary pieces, and then you go that's what you need to have anyway. But he doesn't have anyone. LeBron has AD, Kawhi, Paul George, and who was the other one you named? It was Kawhi.
I named LeBron, Giannis, Kevin Durant.
And Kevin Durant, he's played with the greats. But I'm not taking nothing from him. I'm just saying, but you look at Giannis, you know who Giannis reminds me of? And not his playing style, but what he's doing? LeBron James when he was in Cleveland. Now, LeBron James' team is probably worse, but it's the same thing. Where he's taking a team that shouldn't be that good, and now all of a sudden, they're contenders. They got the best team in the East.
I'm looking at the chat here. Ray was looking. He said that Kawhi's been in great situations. Okay, San Antonio is one thing, but if he's not there, do they actually beat Miami that second in 2014? Right. I'm not so sure about that because that was a team that was getting older.
Toronto.
And then in Toronto, no one took them seriously. Right. And then when he got there, maybe. But you had to see it happen. Right. And to see it happen, he's a guy that proved to me that he's that kind of guy. And it's kind of backwards now with his other comment that the league is now have good centers on bad teams. It's kind of hard to do that. It's kind of hard to have a good center now.
Right.
But I think there are a lot more guards on bad teams. The ones with good centers, and there's very few like true centers. I'm talking about like Embiid and Jokic, and then there's a huge drop off after that.
Right. Now, I'm about to be controversial, about to be my namesake. I'm going to name two players. that I think, depending on their situation, and we're talking contenders. We're not talking, but we're talking contenders. A lot of people won't say this because they say, oh, he's not a finisher. He don't win. But I'm going to say James Harden, and I'm going to tell you why I think James Harden is, like, right on the cusp. We see what he's doing now, the scoring and all that. You got to put that on him, but you put that on coaching and how they're letting him do everything you want. Now, yeah, he has to make that decision, but pretty much those are the orders. Shoot as much as you want. We know D'Antoni like that. But think about it. OKC, yeah, they had all three of them. When he left OKC dropped for a few years. Now, true, they had a few injuries late in the season, but Harden was that guy. I mean, both Durant and Russ said it. When he went to Houston, automatically, you look at Houston's team when he first got there. Because think about it, when Mikal was there, they were contenders. D'Antoni's first year, was that his first? I can't remember if that was Mikal's first year. Remember the year they went to the NFC, the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, when they still had Dwight. I think that was like Harden's third year there.
Was D'Antoni there? I can't remember.
No, that Mikal was the coach then.
They was Western Conference Finals. They had Dwight, but who else did they have? Who else would you say? Oh, they had a great team. Nobody. From then on, they kept getting to the conference finals or getting deep. They was considered one of the best two teams in the West. Now his problem is he can't finish. Was probably is reason why. You might say, and I don't even blame that on him all the time. He don't have help. The year when Chris Paul got hurt, they was going. They was about to win. But I think if you move James Harden to another team with his skill set, with a coach that says, okay, James, you can't take 93s a game. Play your game. Because to me, his best year was that year when D'Antoni first took over and he changed to the point guard, in a sense, and Harden was averaging 26 and 11 assists. That's the Harden we want to see. But then, what's the name, gave him that Carmelo green light, and he got to shoot, whatever. But I think Harden is on the cusp of being that type. I think you could say. Then another player you might think I'm crazy about, and the only reason why I won't say him automatically is because of injuries, is CP3. I think CP3, everywhere he's went, in New Orleans, they didn't have a good team. They were pretty good. You see, he was young. When he got to the Clippers, instant contender. But what happened? Him and Blake kept getting hurt. Every playoff, they were hurt.
Yeah, there have been some. Like I said, it's hard for me to put a guard in that category. I think with Harden, there's some things around him that have kind of kept Houston from going over the top. Mm-hmm. With Chris Paul, I think the potential was there, but I think also like roster construction.
Right.
It's hard for those guys to overcome roster construction. We have seen LeBron overcome that.
Right.
In a way, we've seen not as far as like short of a championship, we've seen Giannis overcome that as well.
But Chris Paul, I don't even think it was his roster. We don't know because he kept getting hurt. That's what I'm saying. With him, he kept getting hurt.
I mean, even when he wasn't hurt, when Blake was hurt, or if it was something else.
The one year in LA that he didn't get hurt, that was the one when he had that bad. Remember, because during the whole series, I forgot who it was against. He didn't turn the ball over. It went like one time. It was like in 6 games. And then he had an epic fail at the end of the game 6 or 7 where he turned the ball over like 3 or 4 times. He tripped and failed, and they lost. But other than that, you got to remember, the year when Houston, and the reason why Houston got to the Western Conference that year, we were talking about, Chris Paul hit that big shot against San Antonio, which they had no chance to beat San Antonio because Blake was out. And they beat San Antonio in Game 7. But remember, he hurt his hamstring or whatever. Then them other years when they were slated to go and he got hurt. And that's how Golden State got lucky because he was hurt against So, and then, of course, in Houston when he was there, he's been hurt consistently. I think if he didn't get hurt, we don't know. Maybe they could have, because they was always like a top 2 or 3 team.
Well, like I said, it's the list for this kind of topic has to be very short.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Chris Paul could be there. It's just hard for me. It's hard to put him in that category because we saw the potential for it, but there's really not a lot of evidence that it actually happened. Mm-hmm. But I understand your point,
and that's what I'm saying. I can't put him there just because. And the reason why I would mention his name is because look what you see what he's doing in OKC.
Well, yeah, no one gave OKC.
Right.
I think they had less than 1% chance to even be in the playoffs.
And I think I understand your point with the guard situation, but I think to your point, with the reason why he's up there is because of leadership versus, you know what I'm saying?
And that's key with all the players we mentioned.
And his leadership is really the one. Now, I'll say this before we go. Then if that's the case, who's that 5th player? So, because if you're that type game changer, you got to be top 4 in the league, right? So then you look at players like Harden, AD, Steph. So who's that 5th player then? Not saying making a team a contender. We talking top 5 in the NBA. Because to me,
I think there are a lot of players that can be next. I don't think there's a 5th player right now.
So who would be their top 5 player then? Who would be if you say them 4, them that means they're in the top 5.
Yeah.
Which we believe, we agree. So if AD is not that game changer guy, even though people put him top 5, is he top 5? Would you put Harden top 5? Because we mentioned about Harden, AD we hadn't. And I'm just asking, you don't have to answer that, but I'm just saying.
I mean, there are a lot of factors. A lot of things
it makes you wonder now. So do we really got to sit back and say, oh, who's really top 5 or top 10 now, depending on that, where you rank players. But I think it's a great discussion. We'll see. We'll see what Steph does next year. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
I'm IT, a.k.a. Ike Taylor, a.k.a. Swag, a.k.a. One of a Kind, a.k.a. I don't shoot 2s, I shoot 3s on the 3-point conversion radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. I know you're wondering, okay, nobody's playing. They got bull riding, but how are you going to have Dr. Fowler come in and answer some questions? But come on, man. So we always find something. And he's a sports guy. So what's going on, Doc?
What's up, fellas? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, man. So first question out the box, are you relieved the fact that now you probably don't have to witness Duke not making it? I'm just playing.
Man, I think the only people that are happy about the situation are actually UNC fans, since they won't go in the tournament anyway. But
right.
So now they get to look back, and it's like nobody went to the tournament, so they don't even have to be embarrassed. But
exactly, you're definitely right about that. That's what I should have asked.
But no, I mean, for me, I love all sports. March Madness is always my favorite thing of the year. So, I mean, I get why they're doing it. I'm not going to debate that. It's just sad. Makes me a little depressed, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think that's the one that everybody was looking and anticipating. And, it brings out that kid inside you, because to see them kids play and they playing hard and not taking.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. So, we talked about the NBA. NBA is on. They're saying it might take 30 days or whenever they come back, but it's suspended. Major League is suspended. MLB is suspended. Well, at least with the MLB and the Major Leagues, like Major League started they played 1 week. I'm not Major Leagues, but MLS. But MLB, they're in spring training, so I think I don't know if they'll conclude spring training or not. They should, I think. But mostly with the NBA players, how long should the athletes get to get back in shape once the league begins play?
Yeah, I think it's something they're going to have to be careful with, and it also obviously depends on what this time off is. If it ends up being 30 days, if it ends up being longer, hopefully, yes, they're able to resume it, get the playoffs going. It's not going to be like a full off season, but at the same time, if the teams aren't together, they're not practicing together, even if the guys are conditioning, it's still not the same as game flow. So I would guess they would give them maybe at least, I mean, I know it's going to be compressed already with the season, but I would hope they'd give them at least 10 to 14 days to come back together as a team and kind of practice and get ready before they start a shortened, end of the season and playoffs kind of mix.
I definitely agree. Now, the bad part is, like you mentioned, should we, and we don't want to expect, knock on wood, but do you think we're going to see more injuries because of this layoff? And injuries like hamstring and stuff like that, do we have to worry more about that now because it will be a layoff for 2 weeks, or 30 days or more?
Yeah, again, I don't think it'll be as extreme as when you see the NFL first getting started or NBA first starting, because these guys have hopefully been obviously conditioning well here for however many months it's been, 5 months, give or take. But at the same time, it is a layoff no matter what they're doing on their own. So I think you'll see little things here and there. I think teams will obviously be careful about usage of their players, depending on how many games are left as far as the whole playoff race shaking out. That'll obviously affect how people are being played as well. But
yeah, like I said, I remember the strike year and how that was going on, and players, but that was different because it was a long time they played. Like I said, we hadn't seen anything like this before in the middle of the season. So now you talk about teams in the NBA that was in the playoff hunt or in the playoffs, and they had injured players like Yusuf Nurkic, who was supposed to come back this week coming up, and Ben Simmons, who's been out. Other players, Embiid or whatever the sport is. How much would this help the players just from just being a doctor and being a sports guy? Like, does this boost the Portland Trail Blazers now, like this little break?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's variable, to be honest. I think guys, like you said, like maybe Simmons and Embiid that just need rest, I think obviously it helps them. The team is going to miss less games with them. It gives them more time to rehab and get back. Whereas I almost feel the flip side for, say, the Trailblazer with Nurkic, who needs to be out there. He needs the game action and the reps and everything. So it's not that it's going to hurt him to have a few more weeks to kind of continue to heal, but he's a guy that's been out now for over a year, and really it's getting back out on the court is kind of what he needs. So I think in some situations it's beneficial, in others it's going to kind of delay things a little bit for an athlete kind of trying to get back to being comfortable again.
And then quickly, just want to ask you about the pitchers that was scheduled to start on IL for Major League Baseball. Even the pitchers that was like, all right, they're not going to start pitching. They're going to start like the second weekend pitching. Of course, this helps them out, but do you still want them to go through their rehab? Let's say if they were supposed to go through rehab around this time. I don't know if the league is letting them or not, or but should they go through rehab? Should they rest, or should they continue their rehab, throw pitches in the backyard wherever they can? How should they go with that?
Yeah, I think the guys that are obviously on a cycle, it's kind of they've had their off season. They've just started ramping up, especially even talking about the healthy guys that are started at 2 innings or now maybe up to 4 innings in game action. It's kind of hard to again stop everything and then restart. It's not like they can come back and suddenly be ready to pitch if games started right away and go 6-7 innings. So I think MLB might tinker and almost have to have like another 7 to 10 days maybe of some spring training before the real games start to let pitchers kind of get back into the routine, because if they're throwing simulated bullpens and stuff on their own, it's still not the same as real innings. So I think it helps the guys that are hurt and need a little time to rehab. I think it kind of stalls out the guys that are healthy, that are kind of in their progression of trying to be ready for the end of March, early April opening day.
All right. Well, there you have it, Dr. Fowler. We appreciate you. Be safe, man. Thanks for calling in, and hey, we'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.
All right. And we're gonna go into what's on my mind. I wish it was more people. Okay, it's people listening. I want y'all to listen to this and just quickly just talk about this, because I think this really on my mind. That's what I've been thinking about with all of this stuff going on. And I'm not going to necessarily be safe. I mean, be safe, but not going to talk about the virus, but more so what we're going to miss through all this. Yes, we're missing sports, and everybody been joking about it. I've been joking about it. Seen somebody say they about to they was going to play some movie. They was going to play Baby Boy on ESPN on Tuesday night or whatever. And things like that, I get it. But we're going to miss sports, because I know I was with my daughter and we watching the first night, and my daughter, 9-year-old daughter, shout out to Kennedy Haynes, we watching TV and she's watching Netflix, whatever, or whatever he's watching, Hulu, and we're watching the first season of A Different World. I'm like, this is going to suck. But what we're going to miss, I think, and not sports fans, but the world, United States, is what sports always provided. You think about it, every time it was a crisis in America, what did we lean on? It was sports. The Boston Marathon, when that happened, 9/11, when Trump got in office. No, I'm just playing, but I'm serious. But just everything, every tragedy of things we dealt with in America, what did we have to lean on? It was sports. Sports got us through that hard time. It took our minds off what was going on 2 or 3 years. Even with stuff personally. I know me. I go through stuff personally, whether it's at home, work, or whatever. Sports was able to take my mind off of it for 2 hours or 3 hours watching the game. It always healed the soul. What do we use now? We don't have that. That's been taken away. I mean, what? I don't know. I mean, hey, that's why you follow the 3-point conversion during this time, because we're going to provide everything. But no, seriously, we're going to try to provide entertainment and things like that for you all because of what's going on, man. But hey, stay up. We're going to make it through. All right. So when you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout outs, and stay tuned because you might be one of them. First, I want to give a shout out to Almighty God for giving me this platform to do what I do, say what I say, to even be here to help soothe everyone else who's going through all of this, whatever. Take your mind off stuff, provide this sports talk, entertainment, whatever. I appreciate it. I'm going to make you mad, upset, happy. You might want to give me the stop it button. But hey, I thank God for this, and I appreciate it. Also, I want to thank just everybody, owners and all that. You know I got to do this. I always do this. Mark Cuban did his thing. I appreciate Mark Cuban. Dallas Mavericks, I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones gonna have something. It's Dallas. They all together, and Dallas, he's probably one of the best owners that ever been there.
Thank you, Raphael.
Oh, Jerry, that's since he gave me that drop, man. Anyway, I want to thank, I guess, Ray Lynn. I want to thank Danny Thompson. I want to thank Za'Darius Smith for coming on. Dr. Fowler, of course. The Intellectual, stay safe up there. G, my guy. Everybody's listening. My family, my friends. Everybody, stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't get too close. And hey, still eat food. Enjoy life. Damn, I can't even say watch sports. Watch
Baby Boy.
Watch Baby Boy, yeah, and Good Times or something. But until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? You probably will, because ain't nothing going on. Peace. I'm out of here. You just got done listening to the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3 Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
What it do, baby? Yeah.